If you are looking for some brand new free VST plugins for January 2022 and some deals, you have came to the right place. My name's Dixon. We do free VST plugins tutorials, things like this on the channel. So if you are interested in that kind of stuff, make sure you click that subscribe button. But before we do get into any of that, just a quick word from today's sponsors, DistroKid. So DistroKid is known for being the best service for you to get your music on all of the top streaming websites. But what some people don't know is DistroKid is also the best marketing and promotional tool for your music as well. The first one is called Playlist Spotlight. All you have to do is pick one of your uploaded tracks to submit to the Playlist Spotlight, and then people will vote on your track. A cool part of this feature here is when you listen to other people's submissions, there's a vote button and also a direct message button as well. So if you like an artist, you can actually connect with them and maybe collaborate. I just mentioned that you can DM artists, which is cool if you want to collaborate, but an even better service for this by DistroKid is called Slapped. Slapped is a social media for musicians, which is awesome. It's just a bunch of like-minded musicians that you can potentially collaborate with or just discover new awesome music. If you do want to join up to DistroKid, feel free to use my 7% discount code. It will be in the description below. Now let's get into these new VST plugins. So the first one, we are very happy to present to you guys the Gravity Piano by Patent Sounds. Patent Sounds is a music collective of producers, designers, including myself as a part of that team. And we have came together to give to you a very nice piano sound. It has some effects on as well. So this is what it looks like in contact. We just have the one mix dial, nothing too complicated. If you slide the mix all the way over to the left, you get a nice clean sounding piano with a reverse on it. It's like an automatic reverse. As you can hear there, a very clean sounding piano. If you don't want the reverse part, you simply just don't hold the notes for as long. And if you slide the mix knob all the way to the right, it gets more lo-fi sounding. As you can hear, it has the reverse on it as well. Same story. If you don't want the reverse, then just don't hold down the notes for as long. Here are a few examples. This is the lo-fi part. And it's not just for lo-fi, pianos are for all genres, as you know. So here is what it would sound like on like a 140 trap or drill type of beat. This sound is good because it's already built in with that kind of wobble and flutter, what I would normally add to even my dark sounding, not just lo-fi, even my dark loops, I add that just to make it sound vintage and like old sounding. And also when you do that, it kind of takes a lot of the lows out as well, which leaves plenty of room for like your 808 slides and things like that. So this is what it would sound like on typical drill type of chords with that nice reverse effect. And you might be thinking, wow Dixon, that's a very nice piano you got there, it's free, but I don't have the full version of Contact because Contact is not free. What am I supposed to do if I do want it? Do not worry about that guys, we have you covered with the decent sampler version. And here we have the very clean, smart looking decent sampler version, because at Patent Sounds, when we put out free sounds, we want it to be free. So it's no good it being free in Contact to us, because we know a lot of people don't have the full version of Contact. So we know that everybody can download the decent sampler plugin for free, and then they can go and get this library for free as well. There are a few minute changes in the decent sampler one. Instead of having the mix knob mixing between the clean piano and the lo-fi sounding piano, there's two different presets instead. One is the gravity preset, which is the lo-fi one, and then you have the gravity norm, which is the one without the lo-fi effect onto it. So you just click between the two, whichever one you want to listen to. This is the normal one. We have two dials here as well. One is tone. Tone is just a filter, and we have a reverb, which is reverb. So we hope you enjoy it. If you do make any music with this library, feel free to send it to us on Instagram at Patent Sounds. That would be awesome. Next up, we have this chain for Ableton called the Liquid. But don't worry, this is the only Ableton specific one I have on the list today, so don't go anywhere else if you use any other DAW. But the Liquid is basically a group of reverbs and delays, which it just sounds awesome. Let me show you an example. So it kind of washes the sound out, and I think there's like a sweet spot where it sounds so nice. Here on the left you can click through and have these effects on individually, like delay only, reverb only, etc, etc. Next up, my guy Frank. If you don't know who he is, he's basically a legend that has been remaking all of these expensive plugins for free for you guys, mainly in FL Studio. So his new one is called Spacex. It is basically a free alternative to the track Spacer by Waves Factory. Basically what both of these do is separate your sound in the mix, so it helps you mix your tracks down better. So sometimes in music you have a collection of sounds, and the sounds themselves sound awesome, but when you put them together, they're kind of like competing for space in the mix. This is where Spacex can come in and help separate the sounds, so the frequencies between the instruments don't clash and fight for space. When one instrument's playing at the same time as the other one, they kind of move out of the way for each other. I think I'm going to be doing a full video on free mastering / mixing VST plugins. Let me know if you want that in the comment section below. So I'm not going to show you a preview of what this does at the moment, because I'm going to be making it in an up and coming video. But Frank does show a full in-depth showcase of Spacer in his video on his channel, so feel free to go and watch his video as well. Very interesting. So next up we have the Feedback Light by Rift, which is basically a delay reverb plugin. So next up is something called Pendulate, which is a synth VST plugin. Comes with a bunch of sounds here like bass, leads, plucks and effects. A ton of loads of dials to sound design yourself if you wish to. Next up we have Electric Sparkles, which is on Decent Sampler. I absolutely love that. I can really imagine me using that in some kind of deep story type of beat. So in my last video I says to you guys, if you comment below dark is an art, I'll give you a shout out in my next video. Well, this is that next video, and here are the people that commented. If you do want a shout out in my next video, all you have to do right now is like that click button. All you have to do right now is click that like button, and in the comment section below just comment starry-eyed surprise, and I'll give you a shout out in my next video. Now let's get back into it. Next up we have another one for Contact. You will need the full version, unfortunately this time. It is called Amped Vocals. It's basically a vocal shout. There's loads of different things you can do with this. I would mainly use it on like EDM type of vox. That would be quite cool as like a top line maybe on an EDM track. But this is what I would do with it on a trap type of beat here. Just as like an extra ambient, a little bit of a different texture in the background of the beat. What did you say? You really like them hi-hats? These ones? Well, that leads me on to my next VST plugin, and it is Hats by Benaten. This one is not free, it's actually $20, but if you do use my discount code, which will be in the description below, I'll put it on screen right now as well, you can get $10 off. So instead of $20, you can get it for $10. Hats is basically a VST plugin that helps you design your hi-hats, gives you different patterns, different sounds, different samples, reverbs. You've got Bit Crush over here, high and low pass. Down here you have the divisions, so you have your regular hi-hat right here. And then as you work your way up, you'll have different speeds that it goes at. So and that's how easy it can be to get really creative with your hi-hats using this VST plugin. You can go over here, and on the left hand side you can pick your genre. We are working with the trap ones. There's loads of different trap sample hi-hats. There are a few more effects you can dive into, like the gain designer over here. You got pitch designer over here, which will help you automate the speed and pitch of your hi-hats, which is pretty cool. You have a filter over here, and you have a pan bottom left hand side, which is obviously pan. So normally to create this first pattern here, you'd have to draw in loads of little notes like so. Unnecessary now, just with one note. I'm using my push, but just one note on your keyboard will just make that whole pattern a lot more easier to create. And you can play around on your MIDI keyboard to create the whole pattern rather than getting really technical and nerdy with the piano roll. It can just be as easy as that. Like I said, this plugin has hi-hats for all sorts of genres. This button up here will give you all of the genres with some pre-made presets in there already. So this is the lo-fi one. If you right click on the sample here, you can even add your own samples as well. Like you can make snare rolls and vocal chop rolls and all sorts from this. You can be really creative. All of these patterns can apply to any sound, so snares, hi-hats, perks. So yeah, if you do want to get a hat by Benaten, it will be in the description below. It will be $20 on their website, but if you do want it for $10, feel free to use my discount code in the description below and back on the screen again. So yeah, enjoy. So we hope you like our brand new Gravity piano. Will be in the description below. Like I said, if you do use it on any of your productions, you don't have to, but if you'd like to, you can share the music with us on our Instagram. Also, if you do want any of the other libraries and plugins I've mentioned today, that will be in the description below, like they always are. If you do want any more free VST plugin videos, I will leave one here and here. And if you do want a random video from the channel, I'll leave one right here. I've been Dixon. Whoa. Have you clicked that like button and have you subscribed before you leave? Watching you. Be safe, be productive, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one.